You've got to keep talking about it, haven't you? And as Michelle said, I've worked in a boatyard that, there was me and a woman right over the other side. And then I started women in boat building, and sort of it just evolved. And the more women there were, the less any of this became an issue, and the more discussion there was about it. But I think you've just got to keep talking about it. Or
I was thinking about effective communication. So sometimes if it's only PowerPoint education, probably people come and just forget about that, because if they're not in your shoes, they probably people wouldn't really think in the same way. So I actually remember one of the very, very eye-opening, kind of striking health and safety event I went to from our company, and then they actually have actress to come and actually present as a stage play about a story of a health and safety thing, and everyone, I saw men sobbing as well after that. Then I was actually thinking, could we in the future probably team up with stage players and then do a bit kind of like role reversing, basically maybe say, if I'm commenting like this to you, put a man in the woman's shoes, and then basically acting it to people. And then people probably as an audience might feel, actually, oh, I don't want to, if I were in this person's shoes, I don't want to actually people talk to me in this way. So that's something I have seen from one of this really, really good workshop I've been to. And I just feel that's a very, very striking, effective way for actually cross the message.
If you sell, like in construction, everything's quite hard to shift, but on reflection from site, I feel like, and I am generalizing a little bit here, that women don't take as much risks. And there are a lot of situations where I saw really dangerous things happening. And I think if there was any kind of statistical backup to say women in certain roles, not every role, but would change the culture for the better in terms of, like, I'm not saying every woman should just work in health and safety, but guys were feeding back to me when they've been on site with a woman, how different it's been for them, a bit more empathetic, if they've had a hard shift. And it can have a massive implication on productivity. So I think if you were to sell it as a commercial thing of like, if you get more women in, your productivity can be increased, your health and safety might be better. Because I think in construction, the margins are so tight, everything is tangible. And I do think this, like there's events that go on and then nothing gets changed. And it's because it's an industry that is going so quick. Margins are so tight. It's so dangerous. It's so stressful. They're not just going to say, well, let's take a month out to think about women and think about getting women in. But I think if there was some kind of clear stats, or even, I don't want to say tests, we're not guinea pigs, but do you know what I mean? If there was something tangible, you say, this happens when we go in. It's not just, we need to get women in. It's like,
it makes business
showing
sense.
them why. Exactly. Yeah.
It has
I
to
think
make business
you
sense.
can find those stats if you look. Like, I'm sure they exist. And I know, speaking of risk, like, not actually in the physical sense of risk, but in the business risk, there are statistics and research out there that when women are leading, they do take less risk from a business standpoint. So, which leads to better returns and higher margins. And, so I think I absolutely believe that theory. And I think it's probably, you can find that. I would bet $1 million that exists somewhere.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think it's also about how we actually let the male colleagues and also the whole business know the benefits of having women force, in the workforce as well. I think for engineering, as an example, we also, see a lot of female engineers really, really do thorough check as well, and pick up really good kind of things which people probably would be, neglected at the beginning, and then actually saved a lot of kind of, solution in the, basic point solution in the right way, and save a lot of money for the construction later stage. So I've seen that as well. And these are the benefits and the successful case we can also talk to the business as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
You all seen that